These are the 7 levels of wealth. What level are you at? If you're still living at home, or if you're using government assistance, or maybe you're using credit cards to pay off your bills, then you are at level 1, dependency. And this is not a great place to be. If you're at this level, there are some concrete things that you can do, the basis of which is to cut your spending and increase your income. To cut your spending, and there's no sexy way to say this, you need to create a budget. So write out what your income and expenses are, and then track your budget over the next few months, and then cut back on anything that isn't essential. And be honest to yourself about what is essential. Eating out, not essential. New clothes, Netflix subscription, not essential. The next focus is to increase your income. So if you're not in work, then get applying and find something that pays you for your time. But, keep it legal. And any income you get from this, use that to pay down any debts that you have. After that, take any surplus and do this. Use it to pay for courses and classes that will make you more employable. So here are some relatively affordable certifications that are in demand right now. AWS Cloud Practitioner, $100. A video editing certification in Apple Final Cut Pro, $60 to $200. A Print to Project Management certification, $1,400. So any of these certifications could easily lead to a job that could pay out $50K or more a year. Now, if you're already in work, look to take more responsibility and plan your approach to asking for a raise. With this approach, you stand a good chance of catapulting yourself out of dependency. And if you do that, then well done to you. But if you do land in the next level, then don't worry, you'll be in the company of around 60% of Americans. This level is survival. More than half of Americans are living in survival mode. Yes, they have a job. Yes, they can pay their bills and expenses, but afterwards, well, they have nothing left. And the reason is because they're living paycheck to paycheck. So if you find yourself stuck in level 2 and unable to escape, well then one of two things need to happen, or both. First, you need to reduce your expenses and start living below your means, because clearly something needs to change. Work out how you can lower your fixed expenses. Look at your mobile plan, switch to a cheaper one. Look into your mortgage or rent. Can you reduce that? Can you move? Do you need your car? Can you get a cheaper one? Are you eating out too much? Well, cook at home. And if all these things are already at rock bottom, then you need to look into increasing your salary. Anything you can do to increase the delta between your income and your expenses is critical. Because if you can create a surplus, you can then create the way out of level 2, an emergency fund. 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, while the average emergency costs $1,400. And only 28% of Americans can live for 3 months off their emergency fund. So if you have one, then you are already better off than 70% of Americans. Well done you. Getting out of level 2 can be really tough. And it won't happen by itself. It takes a willingness to face up to your spending habits and real courage to go for those higher paying jobs. Get help. Learning about money and personal development will help and inspire you. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos about finance. Maybe even subscribe to some of those channels. Getting out of level 2 survival puts you at level 3, financial stability. And you'll know you're in it because you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck, and you'll have a predictable and repeatable amount of money left over each month. And you're actively using that extra money to create your emergency fund. And finally, you've begun to actively plan and contribute to your retirement plan. If you have all 3 of these things in hand, then you are by definition financially stable. You can easily pay off all your bills and normal outgoings, and you have the capacity to handle most financial shocks and unexpected events. But you're not totally in the clear yet. A run of bad luck and events could still derail you, and you'll likely still need to work a full-time job. But we can begin to address that in the next level. Level 4 is all about setting up systems and processes to allow your money to work for you. In this level, most of your income will come from investments, enough to handle most of your living expenses. With the day-to-day sorted out, attention shifts more to planning for the future. People at this level will be experts at managing the money, and will be able to develop long-term plans for themselves and their money. They'll easily be able to splurge out on 1 or 2 big-ticket items each year without any real concern. Now, despite how comfortable this stage sounds, it's still not the pinnacle. There are still 3 levels left to go, but for most of us, the next stage is probably the final destination of our financial journey, and even then, very few ever achieve it. Financial independence is the holy grail of many financially ambitious people, because it means never having to work again. Now imagine how that would feel. And this is possible for these people because now their income is entirely passively generated from their investments. But it doesn't necessarily mean they have a large income. There's a movement called FIRE, Financial Independence Retire Early, whose members target a passive income amount that can pay for their lifestyle on an ongoing basis. And what's more, there's a formula that tells you exactly how to achieve this. First, you need to work out what income you'd need to fund a lifestyle that you'd be comfortable with. And let's say, for example, this could be $50K a year. To get to your target amount, you'd multiply this amount by 25, and this gives you the total amount that you need, which in this case would be $1.2 million. Once you know that, you can then draw out 4% of it each year, or the 50k, assuming your investment grows at an average amount. So even with the 4% withdrawal, your investment should be able to replenish itself and maintain its value indefinitely, allowing you to draw down 50k a year forever. Just imagine. Financial independence is a great goal to aspire to, but there's a further level that some achieve, and that is level 6, financial freedom. For 99% of people, this would represent the pinnacle of financial achievement and is basically the stage at which money is no longer a concern. Your investment growth greatly outmatches your spending, and you are free to do basically whatever you want. Now, it may not be the very ultimate level of wealth with things like luxury yachts or private jets, but in financial freedom, you have basically all you'll ever need. And then some. The final level is reserved for the 0.01% of people, and is a position where money now is more a tool to build legacy than it is a day-to-day necessity. Here, if you want to go to space, you build a space company. Or you might decide to eradicate malaria, and well, you have the funds to actually have a chance of achieving it. World leaders seek you out and value your opinion, and really, the world is your oyster. Now, if we look at these levels of wealth, it becomes clear that building passive income streams are key to achieving the later levels. And starting that process is actually easier than you think. And if you want to know just how easy, well, this video here will show you how. I'll see you over there.